Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. Today, we got us a Clown Shoes beer, guys. This is Clown Shoes Evil Crawfish, and it is an Imperial, says Imperial IPA here on Rate Beer, and it says Imperial Amber Red Ale on Beer Advocate. They both have it coming in at 9%. Let me double check that on the bottle here. Yep, 9% right here on the label. And this one was bottled on, and the ink is very light. It's yellow, and it's right here in the bottom of the neck here. But it's very light and very hard to read. It says 0106 of 2016. So this was bottled on January the, what did I say, 06? January 6th of 2016, and we're here just after Valentine's Day on February, so it's about 5 weeks old. I'm actually reviewing it on Valentine's Day. It's about 20 degrees outside and it's snowing. I hate that shit. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. The older I get, the more I hate it. But they're calling for it to be in the 60s next weekend. Yay! Can't wait. Alright, and they're calling for like 3 to 7 inches of it tonight. And be a mess in the morning, no doubt. 9% commercial description on this one, guys. I don't have the IBUs either place here. Once upon a time, a man walked to a bar where a friend of ours was tending the taps. He tried to order an eagle claw fist, but got it wrong and asked for an evil crawfish. When we heard the story, after much laughter, we knew one day we'd make the beer. Finally, here it is, built off of ECF, but cleaner, meaner, less bitter, and dry hop with Citrus, Simcoe, Mosaic, and Nelson Sauvignon. Nice hops. Very nice hops to go with this beer. The food pairings for this style of beer: cheeses, a sharp blue cheddar, the meats, beef, poultry, and fish. Glass rated by pint, Becker, non tumbler, mug, Stein, Seidel. Not recommended for extended cellaring. 9%. The beer is going to keep, but the hops are going to fade, guys. So you want to drink this Imperial Red Ale, which, according to what they're telling us, is a hop-forward beer with all the hops that they've used on this one. So let's see what this one brings to the table. If I can get the damn computer here to work. Electronics, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, or you gotta hate them. I got a love-hate relationship with them. Nice little hiss into the bottle. This is a bomber. It's a 22 ounce. And looks like it's going to pour a big hit. So I'm going to back off on this aggressive pour just a little bit. Very reddish coming out of the bottle. Looks like it's very well carbonated. About 2 fingers of head on that pour. Very red in the glass. Nice ruby red color. A lot of bubbles streaming up from the bottom of the glass. Very good looking beer. And these guys are out of Ipswich, Massachusetts. And I'm sure they're getting ready to get hammered with some of this snow too, so. They ain't got very long to spring, guys. Can't wait till it gets here. Let's get a nose on it. Little bit of citrusiness in there. More caramel, toffee, molasses. To me, it doesn't smell like a hop-forward beer. And being only 5 weeks old, it's not an old beer, but it's not super hoppy. Now, it may be in the taste, but I'm not getting it on the nose. More caramel and toffee and molasses and a lot of sweetness on the back end. Well, let's give it a try, see what we got. Cheers. I am getting a little more hops in the taste. Citrusy, earthy, a little bit of pininess in there. It's not bad. It's pretty tasty. Alcohol is very well hidden. For 9%, not boozy at all. Very nice. Very easy drinking for a 9%. I am getting that hop profile from all the hops in there. It's definitely not a West Coast style beer for sure. Very much in the East Coast style, kind of subdued. But I am getting a little bit of pininess in there, some citrusiness. But the toffee caramel molasses sweetness is very much present in the nose. More balanced in the taste. I'm not getting so much sweetness. The hops, I'd say the IBUs are pretty far up on this one. I would definitely say they're probably in the 65 to 75 area there. But it's got enough sweetness on the front end to kind of balance that out. Very tasty. Yeah, very nice. But let's right out of the fridge. Let's see where it ends up. Pour her a glass. I'll come back and see where this one ends up, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. Been sipping on this probably about 35-40 minutes or so. Very tasty. Very enjoyable. Alcohol well hidden. Nice caramelly toffee molasses sweetness to the beer. A little bit of maltiness in there. Very, very pleasant. These guys here, Clown Shoes, do some really tasty beers. When they first got going, some of their beers were hit and miss, and I did actually pick up some bad beers, and they had emailed me and said, "Oh, we know about this," and they sent me some replacement beers. This has been a couple years ago now, guys, but they great customer service. The guys watched my reviews, and they seen that I'd got a bad batch and replaced them promptly. So thumbs up to those guys. I wish them all the success in the world. They do make some tasty beers, and I believe this is one of them. Nice hop presence to it, and it's not overly hoppy or anything, but with everything they said about all the hops that they had used in this beer, I was expecting it to be a really hop-forward beer. With the Citra, Simcoe, Mosaic, and Nelson Sauvignon hops they use, I said, "Oh, this may be a hop-forward beer," but it doesn't seem to be. But it does have a decent hop presence. A little bit of pininess in the nose. Kind of citrusy. But the maltiness and the toffee caramel and molasses is what I'm getting on the taste. So, final chug. That is good. That is really good. Very tasty. Date on the bottle. ABV on the bottle. Doesn't have the IBUs. Would like to see these guys go ahead and do that and tell us what the IBUs are, so we know what to expect. Because like I said, Beer Advocate and Rate Beer, neither one has the IBUs listed for this beer. And I didn't go to the website and check on them. I very rarely go to the websites, guys. I base it on what I think I'm tasting and smelling, and just I give you the Beer Advocate and Rate beers just to give you a comparison. Sometimes I agree with one or the other, or both, or neither. I give you what I think my honest opinion is, whether I agree with these guys or those guys or neither one of them. So, and a lot of times I'll be closer to Beer Advocate, and sometimes I'll be closer to Rate Beer. I just want to give you a reference of what I'm tasting and smelling, as opposed to what some of the other reviewers have posted and rated the beer at. So, not to be plagiarizing one side or the other, just to give you a little more reference material. Because like I said, if I agree with what one says or the other says, I'll tell you that. And if I disagree, I'm going to tell you that too. So, very tasty beer. A nice Imperial Red Ale, very well made. There is some nice hop profile in there, which I do like. It's not overly hoppy. It's not a super hop forward beer. But with the hops that is in this beer, they will fade over time. If you were to pick this beer up in June or July, it's not going to be anywhere near as hoppy as it is right now. It's going to be a lot more malty at that time, guys. So just be aware of that when you pick up these beers and you look and see it's a month old or 2 months old or 3 months old or even older, and you say, oh man, this is a malt bomb or whatever. Just be aware. Look for those dates. A lot of times I'll buy these beers just to give them a try. Sometimes they'll have a date on them. Sometimes they don't. I'm getting more and more into those dates, but it doesn't have a date. Or I've bought several different ones and they don't have a date. I'll stop buying those beers until, or if they're dating the case or the bumper of the truck that delivered them, I got a problem with that. So now I'm going to tell you guys that too. So, and I harp a lot on the dates. That's just my soapbox to stand on. And I've lost a lot of subscribers, I would think. That post comments, just get on with it. Don't be a bitch or quit talking so much about the dating. That's what I'm here to do, guys. I'm here to tell you that whether the beer has a date on it or not, depending on the style of the beer and how important that is. And for those guys to hear me, that's what my intentions are. I don't mean to keep beating a dead horse, but as long as I keep harping on the dates and more of the breweries start putting those dates on there, that's what we're after here. That's exactly what we're after. So, for me, guys, on this one, I'm gonna give this 8. I do think it's an A beer, but it's right at the bottom of the A category as far as I'm concerned. It's nothing outstanding or world class, but it is an A beer, a nice example of an Imperial Red Ale. So, over to Beer Advocate, they say 88 in the very good range. Very good beer. I agree with that. I think a number, and I wouldn't argue with that number, 88, and I'm giving it an A minus, which is probably going to be a 91 or a 92. We're just a couple of numbers off from that. So, and a lot of people will say, well, 88 is probably what I would give it. No, I respect that. Not a problem. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 93. So I'm giving it a 91 or a 92. We got a 93 and a 98, and I'm right in between those two there, guys. So, very nice beer. Very well made beer. Definitely worth picking up. I would buy this beer again. It's got the date on the bottle, so that's half the battle there. So, Clown Shoes, Evil Crawfish Imperial Red Ale. Very tasty. Very nice beer. So, if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys, and let's see what we can dig out of the fridge tomorrow. See everybody then. It's snowing outside. I hate it. See you tomorrow.